What is going on, guys? It has been a while, and honestly, at this particular moment, I'm not in a very good mood. So, clearly, as you can see around me, this isn't my normal setting, and that is because we have moved. The reason I'm not in a good mood isn't because we moved. I actually really like this place. It's because I have filmed this same video. This will be my third time. And actually, or I was, just in the middle of a video. And while I was waiting for glue and paint to dry, which I'll get into in just a minute, I want to go edit the second video that I tried to record about the new house. The first one, it just didn't turn out, so I didn't make it. And I realized that none of my audio had transferred over because I was using my GoPro Hero 8 with the Media Mod and a Rode Video Micro on there, which had apparently decided to, basically all the audio didn't transfer over. I had an old video that I never finished on that camera that got transferred over as well. Looks like all the video for that went over. The first audio clip, actually the first couple audio clips for the video I was editing were on there, except I only ended up using one clip. And when I got to the next clip that I was actually going to use, no audio, spot checked a bunch of the other ones, nothing. So, everything that's going on around me right now in the garage was on video, but isn't any longer. And I like using the GoPro for a couple reasons. One, and this is kind of a wimpy reason, but it was lighter. And I actually just now noticing this now as I'm holding this one out. The other one was way lighter. I could drop it and not worry about messing up a lens. It was just easy. I mean, sure, I'd worry about it water a little bit because it's in the Media Mod, but not all that much. It's still more or less sealed. I might lose a mic, but that mic was like $20 or something. Like the Rode Video Micro was super cheap. And then just the wide angle, never had to worry about being in frame. Never really had to worry about the lens being dirty. I can see sawdust on this one. Hoping you guys can't see sawdust on this one. But I also know there's going to be more sawdust on this one because I've been doing a lot of woodworking projects. So tomorrow I will give you guys a house tour. I will show you guys what we were doing, or what I have done, what needs to be done, and I will get you up to date on this. Okay, so I'm actually in the middle of two different projects. The first one, which started the video I was in the middle of, is this. So this is a side table dresser thing. It's bulk trash in our neighborhood. And Amanda found this for my side table because I'm currently using like TV trays. Now it's two of them and they're kind of large TV trays, so I'm not complaining necessarily, but this would be nice. Except this was all messed up. The top was all warped and nasty. You can see there's just parts where it's all coming apart there. Everything except for the inside drawers and the knobs, which are over here being painted. Everything is just made out of MDF, which has the water absorbency of a graham cracker. So yesterday I sanded the top down and I used a truck bed liner on it. You can kind of see it's already cut, starting to grip and pick up crap because I haven't finished it yet, or like sealed it with shellac, which is what I'm going to use. I'm going to paint it all gray. The knobs are being that flat black, which are basically done. I just got to double check them and then put a clear coat on those. And while I was waiting for everything to dry, I started a second project. And that's this one right here that you can see I've got clamped up all funny, like I've got two different clamps together to make one. Hang on, let me add some more light. I actually just did this. It was in the other video, but you know, audio. Actually, I might still have the audio for that one because I haven't checked. I was having SD card problems earlier today, so I switched to a different card. So hopefully all that's still there. If it is, I'll roll it in wherever I can, just so you guys can kind of see what happened. But this is essentially, no, it's upside down, but it's gonna hold my circular saw. All right, a lot better. Jacket's getting a little small on me though, not gonna lie. Anyway, we got all this mounted up. Hi, Dreg. This hole is definitely like way bigger than I anticipated it needing to be, which I guess would be nice for if I get a bigger saw. But now I kind of just gotta find I'm thinking like right there, then measure out where and how long these cleats need to be to hold the saw into place, and then cut them. I'm thinking I'm going to use this piece of 2x6 to cut, and then I'm just going to cut them like a 45 is the plan. So we'll see how that works out. And then once I get those cut and placed, then obviously I'll be able to get it mounted, and that's when I can kind of do what I need to do to make the box look good and build the back piece. So let's just go ahead and get back at that. Alright, well so far we've got these wedges cut here. This is going to be the top, that's the bottom, just because the bottom has this goofy hinge, and the top doesn't have that all the way up there. We have this, which is kind of like a standoff block. So essentially just going to set up like that to hold everything. However, clearly it doesn't need to be on all of it. And actually it'll sit like that. But regardless, it means I got to cut this in half. So my issue though is holding this down so I can cut it in half. Obviously I don't have a clamp that'll work because all of my saws have base plates that are bigger than that, so there's nowhere to clamp it. So I think I'm going to try to drill a hole and put a screw through it just to hold it in so that I can cut in half. But even that's going to be a small window because I can't just drill in the center since it's going to be cut through the center. So that's what I got to figure out here. I'm thinking just one up here and then maybe another one over here. Just enough to hold it. And then I'll like put it like basically right here. And then I'll just cut through it with probably the jigsaw. The first one, the bottom one, being clamped up. They're all clamped up, sitting there getting glued. And then once that's dry, we'll sand that down, make it look nice. That's gonna obviously go on the outside, so that part's gotta look nice. As far as like these edges and stuff on the back, I don't care all that much. Alright, so I went ahead and sanded everything down. Not perfect. You guys didn't see one to the top. So that's that video, or the audio. But I sanded the top down, like, to nothing. And then I coated it. Didn't do that on the rest, I just knocked all the shine off of it, basically. So we've got one coat of gray all over everything here. Obviously I'm staying away from the very top because I don't want too much overspray. It's just misting, I don't think it's going to affect this. But I do think if I sprayed directly on it, or got substantial overspray or anything on there, it would obviously affect it. Don't want to have to redo that, so just doing the bottom part right there, and then I'll take the time to tape all that off so that it doesn't get all nasty and looking like crap. For the most part, my knobs are finished. I got lacquer on them, all around them. I just can't put them on yet because I'm painting still. So it's just going to be a lot of waiting for paint. Luckily, it seems like everything's drying relatively quickly, so that's a plus. I'm sure the pieces I've clamped up for my circular saw project is probably finished or dry enough to unclamp them. but I haven't looked yet. Actually, let's do that. Let's go look. Let's start with the first one we did. Oh, yeah. Glue looks dry, or mostly dry actually. That part doesn't look very dry. All right, well, we'll just let it sit for a little bit longer. I don't want to rush those too much, because the next step is going to be gluing them onto the piece and then screwing or putting a screw through them. So I want the glue to be completely dry. Actually, I could probably glue them onto the piece right now. Okay, so I went back and I found the original idea that I had found. And instead of wedges, they had actually used like flat pieces, and they were longer or deeper, at least on the top. So you go in, so here. Let me just move things out of the way. I'm running out of space. I really need a dedicated workbench. So essentially, you would go in, and then it would slide down. See what I mean about that hardly being on there? But then it would slide down, and then you would go up and out. So the top part was deeper, which means, let me try to clamp this up again. So I think for this one, I might cut out a little bit more up here, but I don't know yet. I'm gonna wait for that to finish getting glued up, and then I'll see if it's even possible the way it's set up right there, and then we'll go from there and figure out what we gotta do. Alright, so after some sanding and modifying and doing what I could, I'm gonna have to change up the design to the other way that it was originally. There's no way I'm gonna make it work the way that it is right now, which is fine, I suppose. So with that means I get to knock this off. Hopefully the glue's not too dry yet. There we go. Scrap bandit misses. This one. Scrap bandit makes it. So what we have here is this is going to be for the bottom piece, and this is going to be for the top. The way that the DeWalt drill or saw is designed, it's got this hinge here, which is going to make it difficult. So the bottom has to go here, and then I actually have to stagger it over to this side for the top, because this part for the bevel or the angle, it's just in the way. So I just stagger that over, and then I have to make sure that I make the top a little bit taller than I do the bottom, just because of this little ramp right here. I want it to be able to fit over that so that I can still move it up and down. And then the bottom is going to fit down like this, but they're both going to be to the edge of each side of the top and bottom. That way it should have some wiggle room to be able to go up and down at work, and then if that's too much, I can trim back. So that's what those are. And then I think I'm going to use the rest of this wood and we cut it down into slightly smaller sizes of those and then stack those all together, because I don't think I have anything else that's thin enough to work. Okay, that works there. Okay. Alright, so that MDF will work. I might actually use that for both sides. And I'll just have to cut it down to size. So we will first start with the plywood here. Cut this down to fit. Love sawdust in the face. But we got these glued up, and honestly I kind of like this style better. It being staggered looks a little funny, but that's what we got to do with the saw we have. And I think I figured out a solution for these for getting this all in and out. This hole actually isn't long enough, which is fine, because right here is fine, that's ugly, that's ugly, that's ugly. So that actually gives me a chance to fix that a little bit. It's plenty wide, so I'm just going to cut it straight down, make it hopefully straighter. But it's not long enough, and I would show you, but I can't now because they're glued up. But essentially, what's going on is it sits there, but the saw isn't even sitting all the way down in the pocket of the bottom one. Which means there's not enough movement up or down for it to get in or out. Alright, big surprise, but I messed up again. So this is all on here, it's all stable, it's all doing good. I cut this a little bit longer, so now the saw sinks down more, but now it's too far down where that doesn't make any contact at all, so I think that was good how it was, and I just needed to make this shorter, possibly? I don't remember the issue we're having here. Okay, so that fits all the way in there. And then, like, just like this, it fits. Now if I move it, it's not coming out now. Alright, well, we got her fixed. What I did is I found out that you just needed a piece right here just to stop it from moving. So I just added that there, cut off at this side, stained it so it doesn't stand out too much. Quick and dirty stain, it's nothing special, like I didn't get under that very well because it's going to be hung up and you're not really going to see it. I do like the way the stain turned out, kind of like a tiger stripe look. And I did finish the nightstand. I will show you that in a minute. But yeah, we're just waiting for this to dry. I realized I didn't cut off this end. I did a quick and dirty, kind of went through everything, kind of made it nicer, quickly sanded it. That's going to hold a tool, so it doesn't got to be, you know, furniture perfect. But once that stain's done, we will figure out how we're going to mount it up and get that taken care of. Alright, well, everything is all cleaned up, all done with the projects. I finished 2 projects that I started a couple days ago, all in a day, which is great. It's like, when you have time to do things, things actually get done. Turned out okay. I don't hate it, I'm not mad with it. I'm mad that it took me so long to finish it, but it works. It does what I need it to. Basically, just this block here is a stop. So if I pick up and pull back, it'll come down and then bring it up and it's out. And then just gotta put it down here first, and bring it up, and boom, done. A little quirky, I should probably like edge this off here like a 45, just so that that's not in the way. Because that's what's stopping it right there, is the little nub on the bottom of the guide, or the guard, or base, or whatever that thing's called, is hitting on the wood mount part. But that's pretty much all that's stopping it, so other than that, looks good, not really any issues. Very happy with all the clamps, especially this one. This one's great. So yeah, that's the whole setup. I got the clamp set up there, an extra light, like an automotive light. Got my saw now. I need to build something to store that. And then I've got tools down there where trigger is that need homes, and then just all my other stuff here. Charging the batteries that I just killed, working, doing this project. Most of the garage is vacuumed. I kind of vacuumed most of it. Need to sweep the rest to make it all nice, but I'll do that when the trailer's gone, which should hopefully have more information about in a day or two. And yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.